Hellboy, the Crooked Man from 2024. They made another Hellboy movie with another guy playing Hellboy? Theme song.
Cartoons Reviews! Cartoons Reviews!
If you want to watch Hellboy, the Crooked Man, check the link in the description. I gotta say, I'm not that big of a Hellboy fan. I have seen the three movies before this one. I don't really remember a lot about them. I've read a few of the comics. Don't really remember a lot about those either. So I went in to The Crooked Man with no real expectations. I actually knew they were making it and that it was supposed to be more scary, but then just didn't hear anything about it until I saw it on Hulu. And now that I've seen it, I can say it wasn't terrible, but I can see why they didn't really push it that hard. So the story is we are back in the 50s in Appalachia. Hellboy and his female companion, Bobby Joe, they're transporting some scary spider. Then spider gets away and the train crashes. And then they get involved with some local witches and the titular Crooked Man. Hijinks ensue. One thing I saw about online comments was that it looked cheap, and I kind of agree. Not Hellboy himself, he looks fine. What it does look cheap, though, is just the lighting and the color. It just looks like it was made for TV movie. And it's kind of disappointing because this is by Brian Taylor, who was half of Neville Dine Taylor, who made the Crank movies, some of my favorite movies. I think they've kind of split up and neither of them have been nearly as successful. Sadly, it's not really a great direction. With the fight that's early on in the train, it's kind of amazing how confusing it is. I mean, your characters are sort of locked into this sort of limited space, and it's still hard to keep track of where they are. There are some stylistic things, like they do these chapter breaks, and there's parts when, like, their characters are trying to be, like, talking to the camera, and I don't know if it just ends up seeming blurry, so it doesn't really work. As far as Hellboy is concerned, like I said, he looks fine, but he does, the actor, Jack Kesey, doesn't really seem large enough, and his voice is just kind of a normal voice.
That's interesting.
I don't want to compare it to the previous actors, but always seemed like it should be kind of a gravelly voice. The other actors are fine. It's disappointing that the only black character is the sort of stereotypical old blind preacher.
Dare you, Tom Farrell?
After the start, which was kind of disappointing, I kind of really got in the middle of it because even though, I grew up in a rural area, I kind of hate the trope of city folk go to the country and get killed by country people. I do like the old Lovecraftian, old evil lurking there, and, the old ways are still alive in the wilderness. I like that because it's not about the outsiders. And the movie does a good job of that, building up the suspense, building up, the witchcraft and showing the witchcraft and the Crooked Man. And there is a point where they temporarily beat the Crooked Man. And if the movie had ended there, I would have liked it a lot more. But then after that, they have to go to the Crooked Man's house, and it's boring. I started to actually get pretty sleepy, and I almost fell asleep. So Hellboy, the Crooked Man, it's a real mixed bag. I'm going to have to give it one thumb down. It starts and ends bad. I did like the middle, though. Try it one more time. And I'd also like if you tried to like and subscribe one more time. If I knew Morse code, that would be something, but I don't know Morse code.